Hi, it's Jon I. I'm back. It's a pleasure to come back again to social media to be sharing music, meditations, and energy healing so that I can help raise the vibrations of billions of hearts on this planet. And I'd like to explain a little bit about my break for the last couple of weeks. It was unscheduled, and thanks to some dear friends who helped point out that it's a really good idea for me to take my self-care first over my productivity. And after creating songs every day for almost 5 years, I feel like I've earned a break. So I have taken breaks before, but this time it was a week into my 2 week vacation that I went into this deep rest. And it's been an incredible journey. There's been a lot of soul searching and healing and shadow work and really like facing my demons and working through these and working through that rest and self-care. And that's been a huge eye-opener for me. And I've already begun to make changes as a result. And the first thing, the biggest lesson I feel like I've learned is that I was taking my self-care second to my productivity. And that is dangerous, right? Like, even if you're doing something you love every day, whether it's exercise, or like going to the gym, or like in my case, creating a song every day, it's really important to take a break and to reevaluate and say, is this good for me? Like, what are the things, what are the unintended consequences that are happening to me? And instead of taking a rest in my first week of vacation to actually increase my productivity, I was doing creating a meditation course, still posting at least a song every day, my meditations, and then podcasts also in some days like a couple a day. And it was actually a time for me to take a break, and so I did. And thank you to my dear friends who helped me instigate that journey and have been supporting me as well. And thank you to everyone, including you watching this, for all your love and support. It's truly felt so many people have continued to check in on me, and I I would just like to both thank you and encourage you to do this for anyone that you see going through, a big reset like this. Um, so some of the changes that I've been making already include just looking at the pattern of my creativity and how I will put my self-care first. And so one of these things is, yes, I will still write lots of songs. Will they be every day? Probably not exactly every day. So, for example, I plan to take at least a week every few months, um, at least a few of those weeks every year, whenever it feels right. I've already got one planned for next April when I'm going on holiday, and I'm sure there'll be some before as well. Also, each week I'll be taking at least a day off for self-care, and that'll be my self-care day. And what I've realized is that self-care is productive. Self-care is productive. And it's hugely productive for me. Like, I realized there were so many things that I was neglecting in this like constant like treadmill of creating every day. And some of those things are more obvious than others. Some of the things that I've been already doing so far is learning a bit more on guitar, like practicing different like scales and techniques. Like, I've never really been taught guitar, and there's so much wealth of such great material out there and so many amazing people to learn from that there's more for me to do in that journey, and diving deep into that skill. Same with singing. I've also taken a look at the way I'm creating music every day, and uh, there's a dear friend who I'd like to thank who asked to see me create a song over several weeks, and so I've been doing that also. Um, and you'll see that song is called Lost Ship, and it very much explains the story of my pause and coming back. And then I've also been busy setting up my studio, so setting up my computer. Not quite there yet, but setting it up with my mixing desk so that I can do like a whole different range of different music styles and also techniques in creating music, including like music production. And I'm also been making plans to do some upgrades to my studio. Um, and it was funny because I felt like, oh, I how would I get time to do these things if I'm creating every day? And it's true, like it's hard to create every day full stop. But if you never take time, I'm never going to make time or just be less likely to do some of these things. Um, so I'm looking forward to that, and it includes like putting a new carpet in the studio, which will mean a few days out of action. Um, and instead of just like finding ways to create every day, like taking the time off is what I'll be doing. Um, and what else? Yeah, and in terms of like my meditation and healings, that'll be more of a phased return for me there. So I'm changing the way I offer some of the services. Um, and for instance, any of my monthly healings, I'll be leaving with the client to book each month, and it won't be something that I offer automatically. Um, and then also for my training courses, they continue to run, and I've had some beautiful souls continue to go through them, and I'll continue to support those and reflect on the next training sessions that I'll create, which will be really exciting. And and yeah, I'll expect to take I'll probably take about another month until I'm doing energy healing work again. I'm still practicing it daily with my own self practice, but it's something that I will gradually step back into also. So you can check all this on my website jonbinney.com. So I hope this finds you well, and yeah, I look forward to sharing more about my adventures and my creations when I come back. Now I'm back. Thank you for watching. Sending my love from Scotland. I love you.